Hello everyone and welcome to another high elo game of Age of Empires. Today we tried Pepsi Zero Sugar and in all fairness chilled with a little bit of ice. Pretty darn refreshing. And so our thirst quenched, feeling pretty good, we sit down to watch Mr. Yo playing as the Chinese in blue take on MbL, playing as the Lithuanians in red. Now while the players heard their herdables explore their immediate surroundings with adorable Instagrammable sheep and scouts and try to get their butts up to Feudal Age ASAP. Ooh, keep going. You're so close. Why don't we take an opportunity to take a look at the civilization matchup we will be watching today? The Chinese are a well-rounded civilization whose economic bonuses and strong tech trees mean a player has a lot of options on how to crush his or her enemies. To start with, all technologies get progressively cheaper, starting in Feudal all the way up to 15% cheaper in Imperial. Chinese farms also start with 10% more food. Their town centers support 15 population instead of the usual 5 and come with +7 line of sight, which, it might be a bit too late now to show you, but we'll, at the end of the game, this is something I'm going to probably do every time I cast the Chinese. At the end of the game, we'll go back to the beginning of the game, do a bit of a time loop-de-loop, and I will show you just how amazing the extra 7 tiles of vision in each direction really are. What this does, though, is it does allow you to focus your scouting a little bit better in the earlier stages of the game, and you also hit the ground running by starting every game with 3 extra villagers, but no food and 50 less wood. Now, to help defend the Chinese economy against raids, all walls and towers can be upgraded to get 30% more HP, and the extra line of sight on your town centers means you see the enemy coming from a mile away, literally, and can garrison your villagers more efficiently and in a more timely manner. Now, on the battlefield, the Chinese can field all top-of-the-line infantry, although without the supplies upgrade, you are going to pay a little bit extra for your champions. Their foot archers, their skirmishers are also quite strong, especially when you mix in their unique unit, the Chukanu, a foot archer that fires multiple arrows and can be upgraded to get an even bigger attack. And while their cavalry is good, Chinese siege can be problematic to fight since their scorpions can be upgraded to get a +4 attack boost. Looks like Mr. Yo is going to pull his, I want to say, second boar of the game. There we go. Let's pivot our eye to the bottom right of the map. We've got MbL playing as the Lithuanians, a civilization that focuses on their heavy cavalry. Lithuanian knights, cavaliers, paladins all get a free attack boost for every relic they collect, all the way up to a +4 boost for 4 maximum relics. Now, this feature also applies to their unique unit, the Latest, a heavy cavalry unit whose attack actually ignores enemy armor, making it one of the deadliest units in the game. Now, to gather these relics, get that free attack boost as fast as possible, Lithuanian monasteries do work 20% faster. And to support their armies, their heavy cavalry on the battlefield, Lithuanian spearman line units and skirmishers do move faster and can be upgraded to get extra pierce armor, making them very safe from archer fire. Now, to build a robust economy to support their military endeavors, each Lithuanian town center does provide 100 food for free, and they can be harder to raid since they can upgrade their town centers to come with +3 extra range, which makes them outrange a lot of the mangonels in the game. Those are the two civilizations. We are sitting at 17, 18 villagers apiece. It looks like loom being gotten for our Lithuanian. I believe I saw loom already. Yeah, already done for our Chinese. Good time for us as MbL clicks up to Feudal Age. Mr. still needs a little bit of food and clicks up about 10 seconds behind his opponent. Not a bad time for us to look at the bases and see what's what. I love the forest locations on Mr. Yo's side of the map. He's got 2 in the forward position, making his forward wall off very easy and simple. His flanks also not terrible here to the south and to the north as well. So not a bad looking base, and his primary gold nice and secure in the back. Primary stone, not in the attack path, but not really in the rear position. Now he's also got an extra gold pile way to the back of his base, as he has an extra amount of lumber here. 8,000 wood is not something to scoff at. And then he's got additional stone and gold off campus, but not too far away. So not a bad base on the whole for Mr. Yo. Oh, goodness gracious, our Lithuanian. Looks like it's almost the exact opposite. His 2 forests to the north are in the back position. He also has a third one down here, which he is already jacking. His primary gold, though, very exposed here to the front. Unknowingly placed 1 tile on a hill. Primary stone, though, nice and secure. Additional gold, kind of close to one another. And then additional stone way off campus to the, I mean, next to these bamboo tree, next to these marsh. I don't know what this is. Yeah, bamboo tree. In terms of relics, let's take a look at our Lithuanian. He's got one relic right next to his base, a second relic right near, let's call this the middle position. By the way, take a look at this map. And whenever I need to zoom out very little, and you can still see both town centers, both starting positions on the same screen, you know there's going to be some good action, because this map is not the biggest of maps. Both players are now in Feudal Age. So base advantage, just by how open the forward position of MbL's base is, very much going to Mr. Yo, who has his additional resources off campus, but one is at least in the rear position, and primary resources nice and tucked away. Mr. Yo never want to avoid walling himself in, has already begun doing so in the forward position. Looks like MbL. Whether you want to call this a wall off, we'll see. We'll see what he decides to do with these structures. For now, I guess just protecting his berries with a bit of infrastructure. Ooh, Mr. Yo misses an opportunity here to get a skirmisher, or at least damage it seriously. 0 kills apiece at the 10-minute mark. Mr. Yo now walling off his berries, although not exactly the greatest job walling them off. Using them to form part of the wall off means those villagers that are gathering those berries are going to be exposed to this guy right here. This wooden shielded, wooden speared gentleman who throws a very weak, very inaccurate javelin. It's taking 1 HP even when it lands, which is not a guarantee in early feudal when there is literally no ballistics being gotten for anybody. I wonder if that's going to be a, you know how the Persians now get Parthian tactics in Castle Age. I wonder if we're going to see, I've said this before, that we need to see, guys, I really do apologize for consistently and constantly interrupting my own train of thought. But I've said this before. You know how the Bulgarians, their militia line upgrades automatically? How the, first kill of the game here. Going to our Lithuanian. You know how the Turkish scouts become light cab, become hussar? We need something like that for archer line units. And speaking of archer line units, it would be cool if there was a civ whose feature allowed it to get ballistics in Feudal Age. I mean, that might be a big deal. Looks like both players trying to penetrate the back of each other's bases. Mr. Yo's is at least walled off. MbL's. Even his woodline's not even walled off. So MbL here housed again. We've seen this so frequently from him recently. Loses a scout, but does gun down a spearman, which means that these villagers are, at least for a hot second, in jeopardy as another spearman moves forward. This is not walled in. Okay. So MbL really playing it fast and loose in this game. He is not walling any part of his base off. Even this, which I thought was walled, is not walled. And so we are sitting on 2 kills to 1 for our Lithuanian, who for some reason has stopped trying to bust into the back of the base here. Okay, well, not too sure why he stopped. Okay, there's lumberjacks down here, but he hasn't seen those yet. His entire military pressure here has been focused on the north, and now Mr. Yo is heading home, chased away by his spearman and a skirmisher. Or maybe not chased away by anything. Maybe he just wants to bring his units home. Now they finally catch a random wandering skirmisher, but oh, they're going to get poked at by these spearmen. Okay, so whereas a few minutes ago we saw aggression on both sides of the map, Mr. Yo has returned home, having accomplished, I guess, the 1 kill for 1 kill here that we saw. Mission accomplished, question mark? Our Lithuanian is banking food. Whenever you play against the Lithuanians, you really do want to stop them from getting relics. The last thing you want is a fully upgraded Latus barreling into you, ignoring whatever armor upgrades you get. Now, if you're playing as the Lithuanians, you might want to be doing what MbL is doing here, which is keeping the aggression on your opponent's side of the map, which is allowing you to basically have an economy completely unimpeded by your opponent. And that's why we see he's down, actually not down any more villagers, but he's got double the army count. He's sending more reinforcements. He's 100 gold and 200 food away from hitting castle, or rather clicking up to castle. He's still missing though. Oh, he's spending so much wood on his ranged units. He's needs to save a little bit to build a secondary structure. I mean, I'm assuming his first structure needed to go up to feudal is the archery range, because we see skirmishers. And right as I say that, he does finish building, of course, a blacksmith. Now, this is interesting. This, as we saw, is not walled off, but now he's creating a bit of a wall off. Like I said, MbL playing it real fast and loose. And look at Mr. Yo. He's got nothing in the coffers here. The wallet is empty as our Lithuanian is already en route to Castle Age. Rutrow, this is not good. This is not good at all for our Chinese, who loses a skirmisher to skirmishers. Will MbL press into this? Does he? Okay, he doesn't know that this villager is constructing a wall off Mr. Yo here, keeping his units very close. Okay, now he sees it. Now he sees it, and he must be loving this MbL. He is heading up to Castle Age, like I said, beyond losing that one spearman, which, by the way, he lost the spearman. He took down a scout with him, so not exactly the worst loss in the world. But beyond that, there's been zero pressure on him. Now, you could argue that there has been also very little pressure on Mr. Yo. Whatever happened here to the north of the berries wasn't exactly economy-shattering, game-ending. Mr. Yo is still ahead in villagers. But look at him. He's got to sell some wood. What are his secondary structures? We know he's got an archery range, and he's got a stable here to the right side as well. Okay, so Mr. Yo completes the wall off. Now, these are palisades. They're not cumin palisades with more HP. They're just basic bitch palisades, which means that these melee units, 3 spearmen and a scout, could potentially bust into here still. And Mr. Yo, he still doesn't have the resources to sell some wood. Oh, I keep saying sell some wood. I don't think he's got a market. He went for the blacksmith. There's the market. Oh my god, MbL hits Castle Age before Mr. Yo can even click up. Oh no. Okay, I mean, I say, oh no, let's see what MbL does with this. I'm assuming 4-minute lead that he's going to have in Castle Age. He's going knights. But look at Mr. Yo's base. He's carved off a bit of a nutsack shape here for himself, so he should be pretty damn safe from knights. That being said, I don't know about this. Like I said, this palisade wall, 250 HP is not exactly a lot, especially not against knights. But I don't think our Lithuanian really cares at the moment. Now Mr. Yo is finally going up to castle. But like I said, about 4 minutes apart. I think our Lithuanian needs to... Okay, so he's got a monastery. He's training monks. Yeah, he needs to scout relics. How many has he seen? 1 here. Oh, he hasn't seen the one that's right next to his base. And he's just going to be so annoying now, MbL. He's just going to attack this one. When he sees this house, he's going to attack the next one, then the house, and then on and on and on. The merry-go-round goes. Gets the relic to the center. So first relic here, and this is the real story. Yeah, Mr. Yo needs to get a few more units out of the stable. He's getting bloodlines at the moment. That is stopping him from training more and more scouts. Although I don't feel like he really wants to train scouts right now. He could. He's got 500 food in the bank. A little bit too late. This scout, oh, if it was out just a few seconds earlier, it would have seen the monk. It could possibly even gun down the monk. Oh, and look at this, MbL protecting his monks here from these scouts. But uh-oh. Let's see where Mr. Yo goes with this. Will he pivot left? Oh no, oh no, oh no. Will he see the monk? Oh, he sees him. He sees him. Will he attack him? That's the next question. Why is MbL not moving? Okay, he is moving. Mr. Yo doesn't notice. Why? Probably because MbL is continuing the pressure here to the north part of his nutsack base. Oh my goodness. So our Lithuanian already has one relic. He's going to get the second. Has he seen? He hasn't seen this one yet. Has he seen the ones up here? Yeah, he's seen the one that's closer to the base, and there already is a monk heading over. That being said, our Chinese is going camels. He's gotten bloodlines. He's getting husbandry. These camels are going to be quick. I don't know if how I feel about camels at the moment when you want to deny monks. I don't know what the line of sight is on a camel, but I know it's not as good as the line of sight on a light cavalry unit. And I don't think the camels come with any attack bonus against monks. No, theirs is a more of a naval attack bonus. There you can see fishing ship and ship. Oh, and a little bit too late. First of all, he doesn't even know that there's a relic here. Second of all, if he knew there was a relic, he didn't know that it got teefed here by MbL, who plops down 2 additional town centers. Decent location for this one. Decent location for this one. Mr. Yo, decent location. Okay, so 3 well-placed town centers for all the players. A few skirmishers keeping up a bit of a feudal age aggression. Probably won't accomplish very much. 2 relics already. And I saw the dot here disappear from the bottom left. Oh, now the camels are gonna have to get the hell away. The monk unit is just so freaking annoying to deal with. A couple of camels are gonna clear up this skirmisher force, but look at how slowly they kill even just basic skirmishers. Another battle ensues here. A camel for a knight leaves the whole world horseless. Okay. Mysterio is ahead in total population. He's basically got even villager count. He's ahead a little bit in army supply as well. And if you look at the minimap, he's the one now putting on the aggression. He's got 2 light cavalry. He's got 9 camels on the way. Our Lithuanian has 2 relics and forging, which means that these knights should be at a +3 if I can click on one. You guys know my clicking skills. Oh, it's about to become +4. Oh, plus... Oh, he's got 4. He's got 4 relics. Do we want to call it GG right now for our Chinese in blue, or do we want to wait? Or should we just call it? I mean, at the 27-minute mark of the game, you've given the Lithuanians 4 freaking relics. And by the way, has MbL seen the one up here? Yeah, he has. Has Mysterio? No, he has not. Oh my goodness. I mean, look at this knight. He attacks on a 15. A 15 against the camel that attacks on a 7. Now, obviously, the camel relying on that +9 attack bonus against cavalry, but 15 attack against 0 armor. Okay, I guess 0 + 1. 14 damage per shot. These are not Saracen camels. These are just basic camels, so the knights should trade out quite well, even with the camel's attack bonus. Because remember, the camel's attack about twice as slow. Actually, no, sorry. When for some reason I thought they attacked on a 3-second delay. Never mind, only a 2-second. But still, the knight of the 1.8 is faster. And monks to the left, healing up camels. Monks to the right, healing up knights and converted camels. 4 converted camels. 6 total monks en route to monasteries. Our Lithuanian, I'm surprised he built one here and not all the way back here to keep his relics nice and safe. Okay, oh, doesn't need to build it back there because he's building a big castle right here. King of the Plains castle. Not too big of a fan of this high ground where Mysterio can put some trebs. But wow, bloodlines just completed as well. So these are going to be... And husbandry. Okay, that Mangonel is not... I don't think he's even going to get a shot off. Blue is sniping 1 monk, 2 monks, 3 monks, 4 monks. Yikes. That being said, Mysterio is also going to lose a monk here. Maybe. Oh my god, camels are just so slow at everything. And honestly, our Lithuanian can just keep taking these kinds of trades. As long as he can start massing his Lechai, and he's already got 1 out on the field. A single Letis. Wow. I mean, now is the moment, if there ever was one. And then pretty much in every game there is one. Redemption as well. Okay, I wonder what he wants to convert. He expects more siege out of our Chinese. But now is the moment for MbL to put the pedal to the metal, to flick whatever switch Vin Diesel flicks on his car to have the NOS start shooting into the engine. I don't know how any of that car shit works. But you guys know what I'm talking about. Vin Diesel in every single Fast and Furious movie always seems to be losing the race or dead even with whoever the bad guy is. John Cena or Jason Momoa or The Rock or Jason Statham. I don't know who else. And then he just... there's like a zoom in on his very intense bald head. And he says something in that Groot voice about family. And then he flicks a little switch. And then the camera looks into the inside of the motor. And you see like something spraying into something else. And it makes his car go like boom. And he just outruns everybody. This is the moment for that. For MbL. Now is not the moment though to lose Lechai. Or a knight. Yikes. Both players losing a good amount of units to conversions. What's happening down here? Okay, good luck to you, Mr. Knight. The Don Quixote Knight here, tilting not against windmills, but against the castle. Although a castle without murder holes is a vulnerable castle indeed. More red monks. 3 of them died. MbL is putting on the aggression, but it is being met head on. Does Mysterio have a chance here? I mean, I just assume anytime you let the Lithuanian gather 4 freaking relics and they are producing heavy cavalry units, that your odds of winning the game just decrease significantly. Oh no, these are 2 more dead monks. Oh, body blocked with a whole bunch of military, and he saves them, but maybe not, maybe not. One will die for sure. No, he doesn't even get one. Or did he get one? I don't think he got one. I think there were always 2 here, right? Not 3. Okay, now he gets one. What an absolute weird, fantastic army composition out of our Lithuanian, who now inches very, very slowly forward with a couple of Stone Age spearmen, a few awesome Lechai, a single converted camel that he has left, and a knight baits everyone. By the way, these guys are still plus 15 attack. Where's the latest? 18 attack that ignores armor. Converted. The siege workshop now trains. You don't really plop a mangonel. He trains one of his own mangonels. We'll see how well this mangonel does. Is he training anything else? No, he is not. Okay, a decent attack round there. Gets a little bit of HP off. But the camels go straight for the monk. They get the monk. And now Mysterio is placing a very middle of the road. Kind of defensive, kind of not. I'm surprised. I don't really see Mysterio doing this a lot. This kind of middle of the map castle. Generally, it's either inside his base or he is attacking you relentlessly. Okay, Mangonel is helping out to take out these villagers. The villagers are running away. Oh no, the castle's stuck at 72%. Okay, now they're heading back. Now that red has moved away, but the Mangonel isn't done. He guns down 3 villagers more before dying. What a baller move. Oh, another camel converted. Our Lithuanian is just absolutely overwhelmed. Our Chinese military, which has been reduced to a single unit. And here it is. This is the entirety of the Chinese military industrial complex at the moment, as a few additional camels pop out. Their armor is decent. Their attack, not relevant, more relying on the bonus. But the castle is stuck at 84%. 2 Lechai are moving in through the side here as well. Not too sure why I clicked on that siege workshop. MbL. I mean, when did I say it? 5 minutes ago that he needs to put the pedal to the metal? Now he definitely needs to put the pedal to the metal. Ignore the castle is my advice. Maybe get a battering ram of some kind. But you need to go in. You need to start killing villagers. You need to start busting in here. The Lechai do ultimately die to the camels. Does Mysterio have more than 1 original barracks? Oh, just the 1. I was wondering, maybe he can tech switch into something maybe bipedal with a pike in its hand, otherwise known as a pikeman. But now, I don't know, he's really doubling down on his camel units, and he's moving forward with 7 more villagers. Imperial Age in 40 seconds for our Lithuanian, who is housed yet again at 150. Oh, he's going to get overwhelmed here, will MbL, which gives Mysterio the opportunity to get this castle up. And even though it's down 1800 HP, it is still big. It is still king of the hill. It is still doing extra 25% damage to these units below it. But the Lechai have busted into the base. Oh, look at this trail of destruction. I mean, MbL beat Mysterio by a mile to get to Castle Age. Now he beats him by about another mile to get to Imperial. Mysterio just now clicking up to Imperial Age. Elite Latus. How many Lechai does he have? 4 Lechai. Where are they, by the way? Oh, they're heading straight into the base yet again. Oh my god, and they're fully upgraded. Just need 1 more armor upgrade. So in 35 seconds, this is going to be very, very bad here for Mysterio. Although he is defending well. Would love to see a few more villagers inside this town center. Elite. Oh, he converts it right as it becomes elite, and all of a sudden Mysterio gets himself an elite Latus that attacks on a 22 and ignores armor. But we're getting the pikeman upgrade. We're getting scale mail armor. We're getting squires. Okay, so it's actually MbL who's going to add a few glorified spearmen into here. Does he have more than 1 barracks? Where's his barracks? What am I missing here? Okay, here it is. Okay, so he's building a 2nd barracks. So he's not upgrading the knights. I mean, the Cavalier upgrade isn't that expensive. I'm pretty sure in a little bit he'll be able to afford it. But I guess focusing more on the late shy is the better move here, ignoring the armor. Even the Cavaliers with the +6 attack. I mean, the Knights with a +6 attack are still badass. 16! Wow. That's incredible. A +6 attack. Okay, these late shy have to get the hell out of here. The camels do swarm over them. By the way, late shy are pretty fast as well. 1.54. That's Cav Archer speed movement. And so the camels, I believe 1.6, are a little bit faster, but oh, Mr. Yo, he didn't wall himself in. 6 followed by 2 are busting into his base, but he's an Imperial as well now. Oh yeah, good luck to you, Mr. Scout. Interesting location for a castle by MbL on the kind of downward slope of the hill. I mean, look at this. Look at how fast they just gun villagers down. I believe only 2 attacks needed. Yeah, they attack on a 22 against the unit with 40 HP. Armor be damned. The late shy take the high ground as well. They gun the former traitor down. He dies. No more late shy for our Chinese. But look at this. Tower shields. Hill forts. Okay. Hill forts. I guess he expects raiding out of Mr. Yo. Tower shields. I guess he's adding in a bunch of halberdiers. 17 halberdiers. I mean, now all of a sudden MbL is everywhere. He's got late shy to the north. He's got late shy yet again penetrating the inside of the base. Look at how freaking fast these villagers are dying. Oh no. Okay, and Mr. Yo, by the way, sees that he's gone halberd. His opponent has gone halberdier. And holy moly, MbL does exactly what he needed to do. He got his butt up to Castle Age 4 minutes. 4 minutes almost, I think, ahead of his opponent. Got out all the monks he needed with that quicker training monastery. Got as many relics as he possibly could. By the way, he's got all 5 relics. And now his late shy attack on a 22, ignoring armor. I mean, look. Look at the dead villagers. Yeah, Mr. Yo just didn't stand a chance. He did a good job holding for a little bit, but again, I really do wonder if he should have turtled up a little bit more. If he should have plugged up the leaky holes here in his sack base. And look at that, so our Lithuanian feels comfortable enough to start taking the gold next to his opponent. Although I guess I'm looking at the minimap, that's kind of the last uncontested gold on the map, even though it is closer to our Chinese base. And this castle, very interestingly placed. Not too sure about this castle placement. What does it actually protect here? A bunch of houses? I guess the stone? You could use this to build 2 more castles, but wow, MbL putting on a pretty good clinic here of how to play the Lithuanians, especially against a civilization as versatile as the Chinese, because you never know, with that discount on technologies, the Chinese can pivot to something completely different. And late shy, they don't have the greatest pierce armor at 5. I mean, it's not terrible, but it's not great. And all of a sudden, wow, like I said, MbL is just to the north. I mean, he ran a little bit away from these 2 monks. Not too sure he really should have. He's penetrated to the center of the base, got a whole bunch of camels here. His army count is not that much higher than his opponent, especially when you take away the 11 halberdiers. It's 28 to 30. And let's take a look at the stats, because I really am curious to see the conversions. But Mr. Yo just falling behind a little bit too much. His villager count is good, but it's about to get reduced by about, if I had to guess, 25 to 30 villagers before these camels can even make it here. And by the way, where the hell are the rest of his camels? Okay, they're here. Oh, wow. Talk about being in the middle of nowhere. Where are these guys? They're nowhere close to the north. They're nowhere close to the center. They're nowhere close to the eastern portion of his base, where these halberdiers have revealed themselves and now are going to absolutely wreck those light cavalry units. Wow. PKPM for Mr. Yo, as almost always, right in the very beginning of the game. PKPM for MbL a little bit into the game. I guess that's when he was microing 2 fronts at once. Oh, sorry. What was the most created unit? Camels and knights. Okay. So it wasn't heavy camels and it wasn't cavaliers or paladins. It was just knights versus camel. The economies, about 10% difference if you take out the relic gold, which, by the way, is not insubstantial. 2,600 extra gold. Wow. Okay, so let's see. Wood, a little bit more for our Chinese. About 2,400 extra food for our Lithuanian. If you take out the relic, I mean, it's about 1,000 extra gold only, and an extra castle's worth of stone. Let's take a look at conversions. 14 conversions by Mr. Yo out of 140 Lithuanian units is 10% of the Lithuanian army. That's pretty damn good. But looks like MbL gave as good as he got here. 12 out of 148 is what, 8%? So one converted 10% of the army, one converted 8% of the army. But at the end of the day, the real story here is the speed with which MbL got his butt up to Castle Age. And he was able to do that by being the one who was constantly aggressing against his opponent. He just kept Mr. Yo pinned back. I wonder if Mr. Yo, after he killed that one spearman here and lost his scout, if he would have been better served to just stick around and try to put a little bit of pressure, try to distract his opponent from just having an untouched, pristine economy. I mean, they're Elos, 2,800, 2,700. You can't let players with Elos like that just have their way with the map and have their way with their economies, because this is what's going to happen. Our Lithuanian's going to gobble up all 5 relics, and using those 5 relics, he's going to train one of the most badass units in the game, 22 attack that ignores armor. So they do 22 damage per poke, and they're just a tiny fraction slower than a knight, 1.9 second delay instead of 1.8. I mean, what other unit in this game that's not a siege unit, that's not a, one of those, where is it? I guess there's no more mangonels or a bombard cannon or a treb. What other unit does 22 damage to whoever it's fighting? That's crazy. Even the Manaspa with its crazy 22 attack. I think it's 22, right? I think it's 22 or 21. Let's call it 22. Even that attack takes into account armor, so it's not as powerful as the Late Chai and their attack. But wow, Mr. Yo tried to defend. I love the use of the camels. Would have loved to see maybe an infantry transition to at least plug up some holes. Infantry not very mobile, but if you station them in the right places, they can deter raids like nobody's business. And ultimately, you just couldn't deter the raids. Succumbs. How many kills did this fresh batch? 14 kills in the blink of an eye. And then one final thing that I always want to do now every time we watch the Chinese, because I think 7 extra tiles of range on their town centers is just absolutely ridiculous. So this is your normal town center. You have your line of attack, the radius here, the 6 tiles, and then you see 1 tile a little bit here, a little bit there. And then of course you have your sheep, whatever. But this is what you see with a normal town center. Okay, keep this in your mind's eye. Now look at the Chinese. Remember, every other MbL, his line of sight extends basically to the blue line. Look at how much more you see as the Chinese. You see your first forests, you see your berries, you see your gold, and the only thing you don't see is your boar. But that's what I'm saying. It allows you to target your scouting a little bit better, and you don't need to waste time exploring this part and this part and this part and this part, because it's already explored. 7 tiles extra vision is ridiculous. Wow. I love to see it. But one thing I did screw up and I forgot before we looked here is to take a look at the kill count. 159 to 95, 47 villager kills to 2. So there you go. I mean, everything is going MbL's way this game, and very little is actually going Mr. Yo's way, except for possibly the conversions that he managed to get from the Lithuanian army, and that one lucky move here where he got the latest right as it became an elite latest. And wow, ultimately, Mr. Yo falls to the Lithuanian pressure, the aggression, the Vin Diesel style flip of a button, and MbL is all of a sudden just everywhere all at once. And with these Late Chai, fully upgraded Late Chai, it is our Lithuanian MbL who takes the W, but GG to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.